By hook or by needles we'll craft away. Stitch by stitch we'll brighten the day. Knitting and crocheting just for fun.
Hi, and welcome back. We are on row 8 of our Halloween shrug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, okay, row 8. As you can see, excuse me, I need to clear my throat. This happens every time. Okay, let's hope this is a little bit better. So we are on row 8, and as you can see from our little diagram just here, we are going to have two empty squares, and then it's 7, so 2 empty and then 7 full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full, and then 2 empty again. And that's going to be just below the nose. Okay, so I'll just do that. So we start as usual with our chain of 6. We're going to go into the first double crochet with a double crochet, and that gives us our first box. Now I need to get some yarn. Not very organized this morning, am I? Starting this. Okay. And chain of 3 and another double crochet. Then we're going to do 3 double crochet into this window. Now that's up to just like with all the others, you can go into the chain as I have been doing, or you can just go into the chain space. It doesn't matter which you choose to do, as long as it's consistent. Otherwise, it might look a little bit odd if you do some in the chain and some not. So there's my 3 double crochets in the chain. And then I'm going to do a double crochet into every double crochet all the way across. Okay, just a few more to go. And then we're going to do 3 double crochet, either into the chain space or into the stitches, depending on which way you want to do it. So 1, 2, and 3, and then finish with a double crochet into a double crochet. So we've got our 2 empty squares, then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 filled blocks, and then we're going to do 2 empty. So we do a chain of 3, chain 3, and I've got my stitch marker there to let me know that that is indeed the end of the repeat. So you can see that it's coming back out for the cheeks and where the nose will be. I've got 7 repeats, so I still got 6 more repeats to do. You will more than likely have a different number. So I will pause here and I will return when I have finished my row, and we'll come back with row number 9. And here we are at row 9. Row 9 is an empty block, followed by 4 filled blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to have an empty block, which will be our nose. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 filled blocks, and then 1 empty again. As usual, we start off with 6 chain. Okay, and just need to adjust that, and away we go. So we just got 1 empty block, so that's easy. And then we're going to work into this block, and then we're going to work. Just a moment, I've got to need to pause. Okay, so that's 1 block filled, and then we're going to fill 3 more. 1, I'm going to do 3 in the middle. 1, 2, and 3. That's the edge of our block. So that's 2 blocks done. And we got 1, 2, and 3. And the edge, that's 3 blocks. One, 2, 3. And the edge. We're going to skip the next 3 and do a chain of 3. And skip 3 stitches. And this becomes our nose, which should be centered to the teeth, which it is. And then I'm going to double crochet in all of these double crochets plus 1 extra block. The next 2 rows are actually going to be exactly the same. So I'm just going to show you one of the rows, and then I'm going to come back when I've completed both, because they are exactly the same. And then we can get on to the eyes, which becomes slightly different. The eyes are not done in a fillet sort of way. Okay, so here's our last one. We need to fill this block in. Okay, and then one empty block, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet into the double crochet. And that is the end of that repeat. Now don't be worried about this sort of, if it's a little bit misshapen, because once you, I will probably have to block this, but once you, I may not have to, it depends. Once you sort of work your cuffs, because your cuff is going to be along here, it's going to really come into shape a lot more too. So row 9, I've still got 6 more repeats to do, and I will come back when we've done that with rows 10 and 11, which are both exactly the same, and then we can work on the eyes. Here we are again at the end of my row. I've turned my work, and you can see my nose is there. Now, the next 2 rows, as you can see from the diagram, are exactly the same, which is basically you're skipping the the first block will be empty, and then you're going to put a double crochet in every double crochet till you get to your nose. You're going to put your 3 double crochets in there and just keep going till the very end, and then you're doing 1 empty block there, and then you're starting the next repeat with another empty block, and that's going to be for 2 rows. So rather than do those 2 rows, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, rather than do, the two rows exactly the same, I'm just going to do 1 and ask you to repeat. Okay, so I'm just going to go maximize, and that just makes it a little bit easier when it comes to videoing, and make the video a little bit shorter too, so we can get more rows in, because I really do want to try and get the eyes done today, which are after these 2 rows, and I'm not going to be able to get them done today if I keep coming back to show you rows that are exactly the same. Come on, spin for me. I've got my wool genie out because the other one was my yarn bowl wasn't exactly working very well, so hopefully that'll make the yarn a bit easier to feed out. Okay, so it's 17 double crochet till we get to the nose, and then when I get to the nose, as I say, we're just going to crochet into either the chain 3 space or into the chain 3, 3 of the chain 3s. 3 of the chain 3s? No, into each of the chain 3s. Once again, just do whatever you've been doing. So I've got 1 there, 2 there, and then 3. And I'm just going to crochet all the way across to the end of the repeat. And then when I come back, it's just going to be a matter of copying the row below of our work. Oh, fluffy bits. That's cat fluff. How did cat fluff get on my... No, maybe it's not cat fluff. Maybe it's actually the yarn. I don't know. Oh, come on, get off my hand. Don't you hate it when it sticks to your hand? Okay. I'm loving this yarn. Although it's sort of, you can't really see the color changes very well, but there's sort of this is a darker or a grayer color. Here's a more of a taupey sort of color. And then there's an in-between color. It's sort of, it does look like marble almost, which is, why it's called marble statue. And that's definitely a cat hair. Or one of mine. No, it's one of mine because it's really long. Time to shave my head, I think. Try and keep the hair out of my work. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3. And we do an open block. And there we have it. You can see the full repeat is done. And when we come back, or when I come back the other way, I'm just going to have an empty block there, and I'm going to do a double crochet into each double crochet all the way along, and then have a final empty square there. So that will be row 11. This is row 10. Row 11 will be exactly the same. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you back here when I've got to the end of row 11 and starting row 12, which will be the eyes. Okay, I'll be back shortly.
My mummy says for every person that subscribes, I will get a special treat. So please, can you hit the button so I can be fed? Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so as you can see, I have done rows 10 and 11. So we're now going to work on rows 12 and 13, which will be our eyes. I'm going to break from the traditional fillet method while I do the eyes. I have written out what I'm actually doing, and I'll see if I can explain it just a little bit for those who like to read charts or are able to read charts. We are going to start, this row will be very much fillet, but the next row won't be. So we're going to start with an empty block. We're going to have 2 filled blocks, and then we're going to chain 13. The reason we're going to chain 13 is because 3 of the chain are going to count as this sort of double crochet that goes into this double crochet. Then I've had to slip in an extra chain there because I didn't do enough. We're going to have 7 chain, which will equal the 7 stitches that we will be skipping. Then we've got 3 chain again, which will be the double crochet, stand for the double crochet that goes into this one. We're going to skip, then we're going to do our fill in our block. Then we're going to do 3 more chain, which will be a double crochet, 7 chain, which will skip these 7, 3 chain, and then we're going to do 2 more filled blocks, and then 1 empty block. But, you know, if you didn't follow any of that, that's fine. I'm going to show you what we're going to do anyway, as I have been all along. So we start off with the traditional 6 chain. Because we're going to make an empty block. So I'm going to do a double crochet into that first stitch. And then we need 2 filled squares. So 1, oops, need to put my yarn back up, my yarn genie back up. Okay, so that's 1 square finished. So it's going to be 2, 4, 2, 4. It's going to be 9 double crochet. Okay, 9 double crochet. Now we do 13 chain, but we only skip 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oops. And we skip, oh dear, 13, and then we skip 7, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We skip, so we go into the next double crochet. This is going to be like the bridge of above the nose and between the eyes. I'll just grab some yarn because it's not spinning very well at the moment. Okay, and we're just going to have 1 filled block here. So it's a 1 filled block above the nose. And we do another 13 chain and skip 7 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we're going to skip 7 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to go into the 8th with a double crochet. And then we should have 8 double crochet left. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we double crochet into the next 8 stitches. There we go. And then we are, as we can see from our stitch marker, this is our dividing, a division between one repeat and the next. So just going to chain 3 again here, and then just go into that double crochet, and that is our repeat. So you repeat that as many times as you need to for the remainder. So now we've got the eyes. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so we've got the eyes formed. And when we come to do the next row, you will find that we're just going to double crochet up to here. And instead of double crocheting into this last one, we're going to let this 3 of these chain be that stitch. Then we're going to single crochet 7 along the top. Allow this to count as a double crochet. I'm going to do 3 double crochet. Allow 3 chain to count as the next double crochet. 7 single crochet. And again, that will count as a double crochet, and we will do 8 more double crochet. Once again, I'm just telling you what we're going, to do for those who want an explanation of what's coming next. But I'm going to show you anyway, and that's going to create our eyes. After we've done the next row, we get back into the fillet sort of format where we are making solid squares and empty squares, where obviously clearly this is not what we're doing here. This is just something totally different to what you would class as fillet, just to sort of give it a real bit of character, and I think it does. I think it creates some really nice eyes. So I'm going to do my 6 repeats remaining, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to do the next row, and then that will be it for today's video. We'll probably be at around about the 30-minute mark, which I'm trying to keep stable, and yeah, it'll be a few days before the next one comes out. So yeah, I'm going to pause now and get on with my 6 repeat. Okay, so here we are again. I've finished all my repeats, and we are now going to work over the eyes, and this will be our last row for this part. So yeah, let's get into it. So we start again. Whoops, might be a good idea if I actually go in shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain to start. I must have bumped my camera. Hang on, just let me move it a little bit so it's more centered. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet into that double crochet. We still only have 1 empty block at this. Oops, let me try that again. We still have only 1 empty block at the edge. Okay, and then we're going to work 8 more double crochet. No, sorry, 7 more double crochet. So that's 1. So we're going to work 8 in total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8. This, the 3 chain here, 1, 2, 3, these 3 chain are going to act as that 9th stitch. Normally, see how there's a stitch gap there? Well, we're actually going to bring this chain up so it becomes the 9th stitch there, and we're just going to slip stitch into the third chain. 1, 2, 3. Now it doesn't matter how you do that, as long as you have one chain below. Well, sorry, doesn't matter how you can have one chain, one part of the chain below and 2 above, or whatever. But you now have 9. So you have the 2, 4, 6, 8, and that acts as your 9th. So it's exactly the same as the row below. Okay, now in the next 7 chain, we're going to do single crochets. Now, once again, as before, if you wish to crochet just into the chain space, by all means do that. But I will be doing my single crochets into the actual chain itself, just so that they do not slide about. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that should leave us with 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, which are going to act as the double crochet going into this double crochet. So we're not going to put a double crochet into that stitch there. We're just going to count these 3 double crochets as that. So I'm just going to go straight into the next double crochet with a double crochet. Okay, that was probably a little bit loose, but that will, oh, hang on, no. Sorry, I do need to slip stitch into the top of that one. I do need a slip stitch into the top of the third chain to secure it, and so that we've got a V to work into when we come back in the opposite direction. Then we work into that double crochet, the second one, not the first one. So we're just going to do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and I'll show you on here what we've done is we've got, so this counts as the outer double crochet, these 3 chain. Then we do 1, 2, 3 to fill this block, and then we got another 3 chain coming up. And you can see above here the little plus signs in crochet count as single crochets. So you can just see a little single crochet into each chain. The chain are the circles. Okay, so we've done 3. So once again, 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain, the third chain, and that becomes our 5th double crochet. So we've got 5 double crochet here, and we've got 5 double crochet there, even though we've only actually worked 3 double crochet. Then again, we are going to do 7 single crochet. As I say, you can work it into the space or you can work it into the stitches. I just think working it into the stitches just creates a neater edge. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bit of blah. 7. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 left. Just like before, we're going to slip stitch into that. and that is going to act as the double crochet that goes into this stitch. So we're going to skip that spot there, and we're going to go into the next double crochet with a double crochet, and then we are going to double crochet all the way across, and it's 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochet plus the chain, which is acts as our 9th double crochet. Just getting some more yarn. My yarn genie doesn't want to play nice. It's actually not a yarn genie, it's just one of the copies. Okay, that's 9 all up, if you count the chain 3 as one. So now we've got our eyes sort of framed, and we are going to do a chain of 3, and we're going to work into where our stitch marker is. That is the end of the repeat. So I'm just going to hold that there so it doesn't come undone. And we have now done row 13. Okay, when we come back in the next couple of days, we are going to get back into the filet sort of mode, where we're going to be above here, above the eyes. We will be, because we've already got a single crochet there, we're just going to put a half double crochet, and the single crochet and the half double crochet together will equal the height, give or take, of a double crochet. Because effectively what we've done here by doing these single crochets into these stitches is do part of the next row, and you'll see what I mean when I post the next video in a couple of days. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go on and do my next 6 repeats, and we'll come back in a couple of days to show you, hopefully, the last few rows. And then, yeah, I will leave it to you to do the second repeat, because you'll probably need to do at least 2 rows of skulls for the width. You might want to do 3. It's entirely up to you. And then we'll start working on crocheting it, putting it together. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget your thummies, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.